Welcome back to the ARCA Zoomcast. I'm Casey Campbell. That is ARCA PR Director Charlie Crawl. Hello, Charlie. How are you?
I'm doing good, Casey. What's happening?
Doing well. We got left. So the last 2 weeks we turned right, left, and right. How about that?
Yeah,
Two pretty good races. And what's it like going out on the West Coast to Portland and Sonoma?
it's always great to you go out there. They've got really good race fans. They've got great, and we had great entry lists both weeks, and two really entertaining races. I don't think we could have asked for anything more.
Yeah. So this week the main Arkham Menard series gets back in action, and we are going to we're gonna go all the way to West Michigan to go visit Berlin Raceway. I know that Jeff Striegel from MRN Radio, who's also the GM of Berlin Raceway, has done a great job since he's kind of been the GM of the place. But overall, that place has been a has been a staple on the schedule for a lot of years.
We first raced at Berlin back in 1958. We've been there 32 times. This will be our 33rd race at Berlin Raceway over the years, and while it's obviously hasn't been on our schedule each and every year, it's been on our schedule, pretty regularly since the early 2000s. And it is one of those racetracks that we just really like going to. It's you know a great Saturday night short track. They run every Saturday night there. They've got a great crowd. They've got good fields of cars in their weekly divisions, and that's the type of place that we need to be. And we're looking forward to being there. We I think got 17 cars entered, and um, we've had some really good races there the last few years. I remember the Joe Graff Jr. win from a few years back was really entertaining, and of course, Daniel Dye had a dominant car, last year and led most of the race, and then had some issues right there at the end, and Sammy Smith snuck in there and took it away from him, and just a lot of Berlin just tends
Yeah.
to create some drama. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens this year.
Yeah, I laughed when you mentioned Berlin 2018 because there was a lot of drama after that one.
Oh yeah,
You were on the call for that one, I believe.
I was really fortunate to be able to do that one. Yep.
So yeah. But of course, as you mentioned, we got a lot of guys that are going to be here. Jesse Love, William Sawalich, Sean Hingarani, Andres Perez de Lara. Those guys are going to be up there as well. But then you got guys like you got Greg Van Elst, Frankie Muniz as well. This is Frankie's first short track in the main series, and yeah, he's raced at Irwindale and all those tracks out west, but obviously not in an ARCA stock car. But what's it going to be like to see him take on Berlin Raceway?
Well, we'll see what he's got. I mean, this is going to be a challenge. He's not really faced anything like this in his racing career till now. He's done road racing in short ovals in the IndyCar, developmental series that he raced in, 20 or 15 years ago, or however long it's been. It's probably been about 15 years.
Yeah.
He's done some short track late model stuff, with the Huddlestons here in the last couple of years, but he doesn't have a whole heck of a lot of experience, and he certainly doesn't have any experience in a big heavy ARCA car. So it'll be interesting to see how he does. I think we've seen he's a quick learner. He's got a good race team behind him. I think he'll be just fine.
Yeah. Then talk about the battle at the front. We got, Sean Hingarani, William Sawalich, and you got Jesse Love. And as I mentioned, you got guys like Van Elst and, Christian Rose, who I did forget to mention, and then Muniz, who I just mentioned. It's going to be a battle throughout all those weeks there, but yeah, it's going to be fun to see what they can all do.
Yeah, we'll have a real good race up at the front, Casey. There's always, that usual cast of characters will be up at the front, and right now the question is, can anybody stop Jesse Love? He's won three in a row, and that team has been on fire. They've won, what, six or seven races so far this year. I've actually lost count. Um, it's going to be really difficult for the rest of the field to get up there and take this away from him. But there's really good race cars, and he's got some, at least one teammate, Sean Hingarani, I think, can get up there and do it. You know, Andres Perez, you know, there's a young man who is just incredibly talented and has had a very steady start to the season. Um, you know, I think he's been kind of looking forward to getting on some of these short tracks and showing what he can do. And, you know, Rev Racing obviously is a very stout organization. So, yeah, it could be, you know, any one of 6 or 8 guys. We'll just have to see who ends up at the front at the end on Saturday.
Yeah. And also we have a couple of drivers that are making their debut this weekend.
We do, huh? You probably know more about it than I do.
Yeah, I believe Tim Goulet and Matt Kemp in the ARCA preview article that I looked at before I jumped on here. So they'll be
Yeah.
making their
Well,
debuts.
I can't talk about those, Casey, because our official entry list isn't out yet, and I haven't seen the entry list, the
The pit
official
box
entry list. So
article,
so you're gonna break some news.
yeah, the pit box. Well, the pit box article mentioned
Yeah,
that.
there you go.
Um, so yeah, and then so besides all that, and then of course, this race will for to be on FS1. So Berlin will have a little bit you know, so this race will have a lot more eyeballs possibly on it. And
Well, we sure hope so. I mean, and that's really the instigator of the move to Fox Sports on a full time basis is the hope that we'll have more eyeballs watching, and you know, it's going to be great to have them on the show. Brent Stover joining the team. He'll be on the call alongside Phil Parsons. Phil, of course, is just a wealth of knowledge. Look forward to having them call this race. And Heather DeBow down on pit road. Heather's somebody that I've had a chance to work with on the west side of things for a couple of years, and I think she is just absolutely one of the best of the business. So there's no other national series racing going on this weekend, Casey. So no excuses. Everybody should be tuning in to Fox Sports on Saturday night, 8 o'clock, and give us a view. And I think you'll enjoy what you see.
for sure. Yeah, and also, what's it going to take to get around a track like Berlin? Because for many people that don't know, if you haven't seen this track, and this place has no backstretch wall. And
Well,
also,
I think that's the key right there, Casey, is you don't go off the backstretch.
yeah, that's true too. And that, yeah. What's it going to be like just to anytime you guys go out to that area? It's going to be I mean, West Michigan's always been important to the ARCA brand. What's that?
Well, this I think is the 182nd or 183rd different race that we've run in the state of Michigan since 1953. Obviously, that's you know, it's a very important state. It's a very important area for us. You know, we're headquartered in the state of Michigan. You know, it's an important place for us to come and race. I mean, that's why it was so important for us to be at Flat Rock Speedway earlier in the year, and you know why we put so much effort into our race up at Michigan International Speedway. And yeah, Berlin's it's a great area. Grand Rapids is a terrific market. There's a lot of race fans there. There's a lot of arts customers there with, you know, and we like to marry those together. Um, it is. It's very important for us, and we are in the entertainment business, and we want to have a good fun show. We want the people who come out to enjoy themselves and have a good time, and we want the people who are watching on TV to have a good time. And Berlin's a racetrack that leads to entertaining racing. So it's got all of the qualities that we're looking for, KC. We just need Mother Nature to not have any issues with us on Saturday. And I based on the forecast, I think we're going to have a great day for a race. Low 80s during the day, and I think it'll cool off into the low 70s by race time. And I think we're going to have just a fantastic race day. And um, we've said it before, maybe a little light on the number of cars that are going to show up, but the cars who were there, I think, are going to put on a terrific show, and I think we're going to have a great race for the win on Saturday.
All right. Well, Charlie, thank you so much for coming on and talking about this. And don't forget to catch the ARCA race at Berlin, which will be at 8 p.m. on FS1. And of course, we'll talk to you next week when we preview when we head to the land of 10,000 lakes. Of course, we're talking about Minnesota and Elko. So talk to you then.